Hi everyone, it's Killshot99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 11, Part 3, Bold Predictions and Breakdown. We're going to keep this fairly modest length of discussion tonight because we know that we're just getting back into the mix a little bit and we want people to be able to watch the playback. But I do have some topics that we're going to discuss with you guys tonight and kind of get everybody back into the groove because we got Walking Dead in a couple weeks. So we're going to take you down to our brand new stadium and you're going to see in the background, check this out. We've got, there it is. You see Rick over on the left side because I got a strong feeling Rick is going to be back in some capacity. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I think, look, the statute of limitations is over. I know I've said over and over again, it's kind of a liability to bring him back. But when you're at the final season, when there is nothing left, you got to bring it back. And here, look, I have, even though we haven't been talking about Walking Dead, you guys know we do our own game. We do a lot of other chats, and I do feel like the fan base, and leave in chat what you guys think I think the fan base has sort of been away for a little bit, right? It's like, when's it coming on? I'm hoping I see Evil Change. I see Northside Queen. I'm hoping our Walking Dead fans come out of the woodwork. We've not seen a lot of you guys in a long time, and you guys are probably like, well, you haven't been talking about it. I get it. So no doubt about it, but we got to get the chat started back and do what we do best. Now, you guys have known me for a long time. There were just so many people that, they watered down Walking Dead chat. I mean, we were one of the first to do it, and, Ronnie was one of the first to do it. I mean, there are people out there, and then all of a sudden, it was movie items, just a whole bunch of people, and they were just kind of talking about it, speculating, putting theories to debunk their own theories, and we said, look, we're going to talk about it when it's relevant for us to kind of get back and talk about it. Well, you know what? It's relevant now because we've got about 10 things that I want to touch on today, and I want to get kind of your thoughts and opinion. So I'm going to start this out. So here's a few of, and these aren't really rumors. I guess they're kind of mini spoilers. So I'm not going to give you full spoilers, but I'm going to give you a few tidbits. Is that okay with everybody? Is it okay if I kind of set the path and the direction? And if you guys have been in part of my live streams, you know I will stop the live stream and I'll call on somebody. If I see a great comment or something we want to get included, I see, like I said, Evil Change right there. Hope all y'all are doing amazing. I think the Army's doing amazing. You guys having a good time? So we're going to be back. We usually have some pretty big live streams once everybody starts getting back into it. And Deadly Dime says, it's time. You got to get excited about it. Ocean Man's in the house. Busy Bee's in the house. Create the buzz. Create the buzz because this is kind of where our bigger group started. And we certainly owe it to The Walking Dead to give some of the best chat that is out there. So here's a few of the, from the spoilers, from the rumors. So apparently, if you guys watched The World Beyond, there was only so much of that I could watch. But in one of the post-credit scenes, there were some French scientists that had made a new variant of walkers. Okay, so if you guys have not watched The Walking Dead in a long time, this is kind of what's been going on. So I'm going to save you a little bit of trouble. If you didn't watch Fear, if you didn't watch The World Beyond, I'm going to kind of give you a few tidbits here. So they were doing some experiments and they were creating new variants of walkers. We said this. How many remember when the one little spinoff came? Was it Black Sunday? I don't remember. I don't remember what the Netflix show was. But anyway, it was the it was the little hyped up super duper, walkers can do everything. They can run full speed. They can do all those things. So we talked about that. We've talked about that here quite a bit, that we thought that walkers were going to start having some, almost like some superpowers. I mean, it's not unbelievable because, look, they don't digest. They don't have brain. I mean, look, they got something, but we don't know what makes the walkers tick. I see Matthew Wolfson in the house. So apparently these science made a new variant of walkers. Now, these walkers are in Ohio. So the Commonwealth is in Ohio, and the scientists apparently went to Ohio, and they've been making variants. So this season, the word on the streets is, and Aaron even said this, Aaron was like, I'd heard rumors, but I'm not sure it was true about walkers that could climb fences and open doors. So something like that, right? It was like Aaron was sort of freaking out that there are walkers that can open up doors. Now, in the past, they didn't need to open doors. They just beat on the door until they knocked it down. But now they can climb over the fences. They don't have to break the fences. And, I guess what that means to us is you don't need a herd in order to wreck somebody. So now walkers apparently can climb over fences and they can open doors. So how do you guys feel about that? Leave your thoughts right now. I want to know what you feel about walkers who can, one or two of them can basically scale a fence and then go after you. Now, I think that's super important because, again, another one of our bold predictions, if you guys remember, 2 years ago, we made a bold prediction that the franchise would start to, I won't say stray, but the franchise would start to change. And I said it would be a little bit more like science fiction. Like once they got to the movie, Rick Grimes he's going to have to be a superhero, and the walkers are going to have to be a different level of walkers than the old TV show stuff. So I think Rick Grimes is going to get a boost, and I think the walkers are going to get a boost, and I think you're looking at something like a Terminator type of ability when they do go big screen, and they will go big screen. It's got to change, though. It's got to change. So that is just out there. So it would. I agree. Ocean Man says that's going to bring back the danger factor with the walkers. Because when you do a show for like over 10 years, we have to have something that changes us wholeheartedly. We got to look at it and say, those walkers are so slow. And if you're out there, it's going to take at least 10 because we know you can stab a few of them in the head, you can drop kick them, you can do some things, and you'll be able to survive it, get away. Well, now maybe not so much. Because if a walker can climb a fence, he can probably climb a tree. So you are not safe anywhere. The walkers have changed, and it's this new variant of walker that is going to give them some additional powers. Now, why stop there? I mean, let's just make them crazy superhero type of things. And I'm not going to go as far as to say this. Well, you know what, I will, because I said it a while back. So here's my, all right. If you guys want first bold prediction, 999 bold prediction. Look, it's been, yeah, right. They need to climb a car because in the past, their arms got short. You guys remember? All right, leave a chat right now. You guys remember Rick and Michonne when they did the little fair scene where they were looking for food? You remember when they were on top of that little sunroof deal and there was at least 8 or 10 walkers around them? Now, the average human, I researched this, and you guys may or may not remember this, but I don't have the exact numbers, but I actually did my due diligence on this. I think like the average roof of a car was like 5 feet. Again, I'm going off of memory here, so don't hold it against me. So I measured like a human arm. It was like, so I said, wait a minute. If the average car is 5 feet and the average arm is like, 2.5 to 3 feet, it doesn't make sense to have walkers on both sides and they can't, patty cake each other. It's like they should be able to touch. But for some reason, Rick and Michonne, they had room to put a recliner up on top of that roof. They were just chilling. It's like they're not gonna reach us because for some reason they don't reach across roofs. The other thing is the cars always seemed a little higher than normal cars. The average car is probably only about maybe 4 feet. These walkers are like, yeah, I get it. Maybe you're 6 feet in life and you got bad posture. You might be missing a few vertebrae, but you're still probably over 5 feet. So you could easily reach across, grab an ankle, and do that. So there's been at least three scenes that I can think of. Morgan on Fear the Walking Dead, same thing. He was on top of one of the roofs too. I thought he was going to retire there. He was up there for a long time. And so there's been a few scenes where people have been on top of roofs and the walkers just could not reach. I do think in Morgan's situation, though, I feel like he was on top of like an SUV or something that might have been a little bit taller or a little bit wider. But yeah, there's that. So my first, give me a 999 if you want the first real bold prediction, because I'm reminding you of some of the old bold predictions. So I'm gonna give you something new. Well, kind of new, because I'm sort of leaning into it right now. But this is it's semi-new. So, first bold prediction for what's next. I guess what's next after this season. If they have hinted that the Walkers have a new variant and they're almost superpower type of thing. I'm not saying The Walking Dead is going to be a Marvel. You know, Rick Grimes ain't going to be the Black Panther. He's not going to be, anything along those lines. But is it possible that if you can make a variant of Walker, could you kind of make Rick Grimes a little more badass? Okay, if you remember my old bold prediction, I said what? I said the CRM would do some things to Rick. Either they altered his memory or they enhanced him, like the $6 million man, right? First of all, it's like, we can make him stronger. And then Rick can shoot now. So they're going to make Rick, you're going to know Rick has been genetically changed the first time you see him, and there's like an apple on somebody's head, and Rick like pulls out a gun. It's like, bam, whoa, what just happened? Rick doesn't miss anymore. So Rick is going to be like the John Dory of Rick Grimes's. So Rick's going to be able to shoot like John Dory. He's going to be able to like swing the guns around, now we know it didn't help John Dory, but exactly like some Fifth Element type of stuff. Now, I don't know that we can make that quantum leap where Rick becomes like Super Rick, but look, we believe what our eyes tell us, and we want what we want. So if we go to a big screen and it's a little more jazzed up, it's a little more science fiction-y, I'm down for it. I will watch. I'll block out and say, yeah, old Walking Dead 11 years ago was creepy and scary, and there was a hospital there, but new Walking Dead might have like a genetically changed Rick Grimes and some crazy walkers. I'm cool with that. I'm totally cool with going in that direction. I don't have to live in the past of Walking Dead. So, dude was almost dead. They had to do something to keep him alive. Maybe it's one of those things where he had to trade some of his memories, or maybe even he had, he was on his deathbed and he had to like sign his contract over and say he could never expose CRM. We can save you. We can save you. Sign right here. All right. Rick's a man of his word. If he gives you his word, he's not going to go back to Alexandria. You should believe him. But I think bold prediction number 2. They lied to him. They lied to Rick Grimes. I said this a long, long time ago. I don't care if he signed a contract in blood. What they had to tell him was Alexandria was overran. Michonne is dead, right? They lied to him. Well, guess who's going to show up? And then so what I think happened is Rick was sort of made to believe like, look, these people are cool. They saved your life. They helped you out. And he's like, yeah, no problem. He goes to work, punches a time card. Like, what can I do? Let's go, eradicate some communities of some zombies, some walkers, and let's recruit. And hey, pleasure you're here, Rick. You're a company man. So sad what happened to Alexandria. Sorry Michonne is dead. But, that's kind of the way it goes. And then he's out there, and who does he see coming across the horizon? Michonne. And then now it's like, wait a minute. You mean you guys been screwing with me for like the last 10 years? This ain't happening. So then he meets up with Michonne, and that changes the whole dynamic. So that brings me to something that I think is going to be a big, big part of the season. Rick and Michonne have to either warn everybody about the CRM or find a way to gradually break away. Because let me tell you something. The Civic Republic, the CRM, is humongous. They are the real deal. So if Rick is going to break away and Rick is going to fight, he is going to need all the help he could possibly get. All right, so here's a couple more things that people are discussing that I want to get out there to you guys. And I appreciate all of you guys typing in chat. I see Northside Queen. If they can give Jadis another horrible haircut, then I don't see why they can't enhance Rick. Boom! Well said, Northside Queen. I love it. I love it. Eric Beach, is the new variant naturally evolving, artificially enhanced? It is. Well, that's a good question, Eric. So it's artificially enhanced to begin with, but you never know. I mean, I think we got a sneak peek of it with those people last season. So remember the scene in the old house, those little creepy crawling people, and they weren't even walkers, they were like people? I don't remember. It was certainly where they made it like a horror movie. I don't remember what they were called. It was last season, and they went in that little house, and they were like climbing up on the roof, and I'm like, these guys are like, they're like people, and they're demons. And then when they became walkers, they were even worse. So to me, I think they kind of planted a seed in our mind of there's going to be some wildness with the undead and these other communities. So they were scary. But yeah, if a walker can do that, not just the people. Yes, exactly. People under the stairs vibe. So there's kind of that. Now, there's going to be some, I think, boring narratives to The Walking Dead this season. Like, number one, Commonwealth communities. This is something that's being discussed. What's going on with the Commonwealth? The Commonwealth likes to go and they like to take over these communities. Now, what we have to assume is that the Commonwealth is trying to take over, obviously, Alexandria, Hilltop, Oceanside, to make sure that they're prepared for possibly the standoff with CRM. So Commonwealth is continuing to grow. So it looks like you kind of got two factions that are just growing their numbers. All right, so we can talk about people that either died last season or going to die, but here's bold prediction number 3. All right, bold prediction number 3. This one I am going to nail. So if you guys want this one, I want another 999. I've already thought this through. And this, you can write it down, you can sign it, you can seal it, you can deliver it. This is the way this is going to happen. Because for the life of me, I've been searching and saying, well, what could make, nope, it's not, I'll get to that in a minute. What could make Maggie and Negan do a spinoff together? And why are they in New York? Well, clearly, somebody's taking Annie and Negan's baby, or somebody's taking Herschel, or somebody's taking all the babies. So there is going to be a common bond with Maggie and Negan. So Maggie obviously has forgiven Negan. That's a done deal. In fact, she left Herschel with Negan's wife, who is pregnant. So Negan's a daddy. Now, it should not be lost on everybody here. Negan really has always wanted a child. Always. So now that he gets that opportunity, and if you want to make the spinoff a bad spinoff, now that we've forgiven Negan, now that people don't hate Maggie for leaving like you guys did for a long time, now you put the two of them together. And let me just say this, okay? I want you to be honest here. Won't hurt my feelings. If I got a tag team match, and again, take some of the other stuff out of there, and I got Carol and Daryl on one side, and I got Maggie and Negan on the other side, who y'all taking? I mean, you were going to have a Daryl Carol spinoff. And then you're going to have a Maggie and Negan spinoff. But I got to tell you, if for whatever reason I'm rating badassery, I would probably be more likely to watch Maggie and Negan. I think I would be more entertained by Maggie and Negan. What do you guys think? No matter how much they tried to give Daryl more airtime, to get him to talk more, to get him more involved, what is that even going to look like? Hey. I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know I can say anything besides hey with Daryl. Now, I'm down for some Daryl Dixon this time around for this season, but for a spinoff, I don't really want to see Daryl and Carol ride around the country on a motorcycle. I can watch Ride with Norman Reedus. I want to see Maggie and Negan. Nah, for a show, Moonshot, Maggie and Negan. Because, and they may have a purpose. So, we got to get to the Commonwealth. Now, a few other things, okay? We know Marco's dead. Leah's dead. Alden's dead. So, I'm going to give you the kiss of death, okay? Here are some things that you need to prepare for this season. And in Walking Dead terms, they've always called it the relationship curse, right? And I've been predicting a Rosita death for a long time. Please, Walking Dead gods, make me right this season. Rosita or Father G are going to officially die this season, period. They can't mess with me anymore. It has to happen. All right? Now, we're going to do something that I said we'd never do on our channel, because you guys know how climate goes. I said we'd never discuss politics on the 999 channel, but we are going to talk Commonwealth politics. because we got to talk about Pam Milton. I mean, she is the leader of the Commonwealth, but she has been exposed. So word on the street is Pam Milton will be out and Max Mercer will take over the Commonwealth. I see Willani in the house. I'm telling you, our final season, you guys know how we do it. We're going to get some Walking Dead chat. So, if Pam Milton is out and Max takes over the Commonwealth, I'm struggling with this one. Okay, I really am, because part of me says that Eugene would be a pretty cool first man. But then there's also part of me that says Eugene could be expendable. And I'm not saying everybody in a cup, everybody. I agree with that, Matt. King Ezekiel would be cool for me too. So, obviously the big three to look for: Jerry, Eugene, Rosita. Gabe takes care of the baby. I think, to me, there's a stronger chance Rosita dies than Gabe. I don't think both of them are going to die. Jerry, man, I thought Jerry was going to die so many times defending Ezekiel. And the one time, like, he went on a rampage. So, Ezekiel could be another one. So, I want to talk about Aaron. All right. Aaron brings me to another point. And if you guys don't know the comics, I'm going to spoil, kind of a couple things. A couple years ago, there was an abrupt ending to the comics. A one-handed Rick Grimes dies, I think, via Sebastian. And then we get a time skip, and the highlight was on Carl. Okay? There's a few problems with this. Okay? Number one, Rick is not the one-armed man, not the fugitive in The Walking Dead. Aaron is. So, I guess the question or the concern, or will they appease the comic book fans and have Aaron killed and then fast forward to either Gracie or Judith instead of Carl? So, if you really want to kind of get into the history of the comics and you want to give something back, then Eric, I guess you could say Aaron could die, and then instead of Gracie, maybe shift the spotlight over to Judith. Because Judith is a bigger name than Gracie. So I don't know how I feel about that. See, here's my dilemma, and I'm not ready to do a bold prediction on this one yet. Give me a few weeks. I'll think this through. Kind of look in the crystal ball, see what happens. Whereas I think it's super dramatic to kill off some characters. The question that I would ask you guys is it a little too little and a little too late to do all that? Do we really need to kill off a bunch of people in the final season? And that really depends on how much vitriol, how much anger, do you want to kind of transition the spinoff to a villain? So with that being said, I would say, yeah, I mean, kill a couple characters, piss everybody off, because otherwise, if it's like a, happily ever after, Negan and Maggie aren't going to be charged up. Daryl's spinoff is going to be What's he out there doing? Looking for Rick. You know, and I'll get to the Rick Grimes thing in a minute. So I think somewhere in the middle, we kill off some characters early. But we got the feel-good moment is this, okay? The Rick and Michonne are going to be in the finale. That's the way it's got to go. We're not going to get Rick and Michonne too early. We got to kill some characters early on. So if we kill some characters early on, we're coming back. Now, here's the thing that I am absolutely going to guarantee you. The first week is going to be jaw-dropping good. You cannot afford in the final season to not blow this thing up, go big or go home. Somebody is getting wrecked in the first week. You have to. Because if you don't get the attention of the Walking Dead fans and get them to pour back in week number 1, it doesn't matter what you do 2, 3, 4, 5. It makes no difference. So the first week, somebody is getting wrecked. Now, because Rosita's kind of Commonwealth soldier, I'm going to go. Something is just telling me Jerry. I don't know what it is. Something is like whispering to me, Jerry is gone. Because I think you need some Zeke rage. Now, if you want to say Zeke is gone and you get some Jerry rage, but I don't know that we cure Ezekiel from cancer just to kill him off. You know what I mean? Yeah, Eric can still get Rick's death. Absolutely. I think that might appease the comic book fans a little bit. But I have to tell you, Ross is probably, at this point, Ross is one of my favorite, and I just wish he had a bigger role. Like, I would like to see Aaron live on in the Walking Dead universe. And maybe that's why they haven't given him that bigger role. Or do they kill Aaron early? But Jerry's happily married, got about 3 kids. Jerry's the type of death that I think would get us a little angry. Like, we're attached enough to Jerry. Alden, Marco, nah, that didn't do anything for us. But Jerry, there is an affection, there is a bond that we have with Jerry that would get us fired up in week number 1. And I think Rosita, I've said this for 4 years though, but eventually I'm going to be right if I keep saying it enough. I think Rosita will die, but give me a 999 if you agree with this. I think we need a Daryl and Rosita one final charge. Eventually, they're going to run out of options. But I think we need a Daryl Rosita combo where the odds are against them. They're fighting through things, and we assume that they're going to make it like they always have. And Rosita is probably the second. So I think Jerry is probably the first. Then you give the audience about a week to sort of digest the Jerry death. And then we finally get the Rosita, but it's got to be a Rosita and Daryl kind of last charge type of situation. Because here's the thing I'm going to promise you. Rosita will get one of the most epic, badass deaths in Walking Dead history. She is a trooper. She is awesome. There was no way they were going to kill her off a couple seasons ago, when she had amnesia and was out in the woods. They weren't going to do that. Rosita was not going to get a corny death. Rosita is going to get a epic kind of spit in your face before she dies type of death. So Jerry's going to be the sad one. Rosita is going to be the epic one. I'm on the fence with Aaron. Michael, I don't disagree with you, but my heart says no. Keep Aaron alive. And I saw a couple ideas earlier where if Max takes over Commonwealth, I don't know what's going to happen with Eugene. If Ezekiel were to take over Commonwealth, ascend to the king again, I could see that. Carol. Carol died in the prison in the comics, I think. You guys help me out with that one. Am I right? Like a long, long time ago? It's been a while since I was even thought about Carol in the comics, but I feel like a walker got her in the prison. She got too close to the fence. Because Carol was not a big deal. Carol was not Carol in the comics. Prison got a lot of people in the comics. Well, so here's the problem. And I see Deidre Perkins in the house, so love to see a lot of you guys back. Here's what I'm going to say, okay? And I know anything is possible. Carol was slated to do a spinoff. So, and I know we could always change it. We could write in an epic death. But I tend to think that Carol is going to live. Because I think this has all been scripted. It was all done. Daryl and Carol, Norman and Melissa were supposed to do a spinoff, and she changed her mind. I don't think she changed her mind and said, hey, go ahead and kill me now. So it does kind of feel like Carol survives. And she just didn't want to do the spinoff. Now, they could have went back and said, yeah, you know what, she doesn't want to do a spinoff. Let's go ahead and kill her. But I think it's too late to do that. So I wouldn't worry too much about Carol. Yes. I think Elijah's gone. See, I think, but But see, I want to write it like a real dramatic type of fashion. Like, I think Elijah has to die and give his life trying to protect Herschel, and then they take Herschel anyway. And then Maggie doesn't have Elijah. Or, yeah, I'd be cool. I'd be cool with Elijah being in the Maggie Negan spinoff. I got no problem with that. I mean, look, just because it's Maggie and Negan doesn't mean that we can't bring a few other people with us. Hell, they could bring Aaron. I'd be cool with that. Like, it's Maggie Negan, but Aaron decided to come along for the ride. I mean, I guess what I'm saying is, I don't know that it's just going to be the two of them. Maybe they're the headliners, but it would be kind of cool if it's like Magnificent Seven. And you just like, 7 badass people. Eugene, Aaron, Maggie, Negan, that type of thing. But I think they'll keep it at 2 main characters and then a couple other people. Maggie, Negan, Lydia, I'm fine with that. So many good possibilities. So I got a couple more bullet points that I want to go over. So we talked a little bit about CRM. This was brought to my attention. How the CRM is in every single show, and they're very consistent. So what I'm saying is they give you a little bit of who they are. So in the beginning, CRM was, a deal that Jadis had made. They gave Jadis some food, some supplies. She recruited for them. Then Rick, this last minute desperation, is he A or B? And then, Rick is certainly somebody that is different. Rick's built different. So the Commonwealth kind of, they're shady, but they need leadership too. So they can have like all these people that fly in and do these things, have all this technology, but you still got to have some like special forces. So when I think of Commonwealth, I think of, you got some pawns out there, and then you got like some sergeants. And Rick is kind of like a sergeant. Rick's one of those people that can lead a group as long as he's got nothing else to come back to. So then you get the Commonwealth and Fear the Walking Dead. Again, you got your helicopters. So in Walking Dead, the Commonwealth is secrecy and take them away. You don't know anything about them. Well, in Fear the Walking Dead, it's what? Okay, you saw us. You ever talk about us, we're coming back, we're going to kill you. So you still got that. And in the world beyond, what do you have? You've got, maybe we're out here a little bit, and if you see us, it's too late. We're taking over. We're going to crush civilizations. So what I've seen is this gradual evolution of the Commonwealth. Get a few people, then you got some time skips in there, and then interact with Fear the Walking Dead after Rick is gone, and in World Beyond, interact a little bit more. So what I want you guys to think about and what I want you to type here, we know Rick's been gone many, many years. How far gone has Rick been for the Commonwealth's cause? Think about this for a minute. Has Rick been this rebellious person that always, refuses to do what... I'm sorry, I said Commonwealth. I meant CRM. Too many C's here. Let me backtrack a little bit. Scratch what I said. How far gone has Rick been to uphold the beliefs of CRM? So think about this for a second. Has he been this rebellious soldier that's like, nope, can't make me go in and kill these people. You can't make me take over. Or has Rick been guilty of all of the same trespasses that the CRM has done to other people? Has Rick truly become one of them? Has he given his life to CRM? That is a narrative that's super, super important. And when he sees Michonne and when he sees Daryl and he knows that he was lied to, and it all starts to come back to him, and he realizes these people have been looking for him year after year after year. My goodness gracious. Is that going to unleash the wrath of Rick Grimes? You better believe it will. And I'm as excited about that as anything that The Walking Dead can do this season. That is what I am super, super excited about, because I know it's happening. And that is the transition. Now, where do the partnerships with the other groups come in? Well, you kind of got two semi-villains out there. You've got CRM, which is villain A, and you got Commonwealth, which is similar. So you got two groups kind of doing the same thing. So when Alexandria tries to sort of beat down the Commonwealth, does that just give them bigger reinforcements in order to take on CRM? And then do we get some really, really badasses in the CRM? And does Rick and Michonne, are they able to sort of transition over to the new and improved Commonwealth with different leadership? And at some point we gotta bring all this story together. We got to get some of these people back. Some of the Fear people back. Some of the Walking Dead people back. And then see what the next spinoff is going to be. Return of the Walking Dead? Do we do a couple spinoffs and then we bring it back? So it's a lot of possibilities. But here's the thing that I know, okay? The Walking Dead lost a lot of fans after season 7, season 8, season 9. A lot. Probably 2/3 of their fan base. You guys know. You guys know who we are. Comic-Cons, dressing up, reading every little bit of data we could get in Walking Dead. I mean, we're here. A lot of people are not. And if you're going to get that group back, Mr. Midnight's in the house. If you're going to get that group back, you got to play to the audience. And it can't be the 11 seasons past. It's got to be new challenges, a different story, a different direction, but something that sort of drives it. And I hope they can do that. Because you guys know, a Walking Dead video, you put that out there, you'd have 1 million views on that bad boy. There were literally millions of people that were waiting, like, where's the spoiler? Where's the spoiler? What's going on? Now, I think this season, some of that's going to come back. But it's got to be new to attract a new audience. Otherwise, those people would have stuck through it through thick and thin. I agree with that, Willani. Would love to see Morgan back on the main franchise. All right. Super, super chat around The Walking Dead. I said we're going to keep this at 15 or 20 minutes. But you guys can see when we start talking about it, it gets a little crazy. So we talked about new walkers, we talked about Commonwealth, what CRM is going to do. They're an unforgiving group. We talked about some deaths. I think Carol's safe. I don't think Jerry's safe. I'm going to say week 1, Jerry's gone. I'm going to say week 3, Rosita's gone. I think there's got to be 3 or 4 powerful deaths. And I do think toward the end, episode, like the next to the last episode is where you always get a crazy Walking Dead death. And in the finale, they bring it back in and you get a feel-good moment. It's like, okay, but now we got to go after these people. Pam Milton, she's going to be gone. She's out. And maybe, you know what? Maybe Pam Milton betrays the Commonwealth once she gets replaced. All right. You know what? 50 minutes of Walking Dead chat. Love being here with all of y'all. It is great to be thinking Walking Dead again. So appreciate all of you guys showing up tonight. You guys can tell we are passionate about the show. We're here till the very end. We're here for the spinoffs. So you're going to see more Walking Dead streams, more Walking Dead chats. I see Nav. What's up? Nav Malcolm in the house. What's going on, man? How have you been? So great to see all of you guys. And you guys know we do our thing. We got our own portal. Now, I don't have a sneak peek for you guys, but I'm going to tell you guys this. You guys know we've been doing some gaming the last couple years. I know you guys know what Play Dead Live is. You know, it's kind of our story, our RPG, our own game. But what you may not know is we are probably within 30 days of launching our own website called the Play Dead Live portal. Now, not only can you use that portal to play Dead Live, but we've got brand new games that we're developing for that portal. We're going to have trivia challenges. We're going to have some Walking Dead content on there. We're going to have our own fishing game we're developing. So it's not just Play Dead Live. It is an inventory hub for our game, but also it is going to be a complete standalone, and I'm expecting it to launch within 30 to 45 days. And obviously we're going to do our streams. You guys can jump over there and sign up once it's live, hang out with us, compete with us. Compete with us could be Walking Dead trivia, could be Play Dead Live, could be a fishing contest. You name it, we're going to develop it. So I promise you guys, long after The Walking Dead, our group's still going to be gaming. We're still going to be talking. We're still going to be chatting. And it's great seeing all of y'all. And I want to give a formal invitation to all of y'all. Once the portal is live, that all of you guys will go in, register. We don't take any personal information from you guys. We just want you there so you can hang out and do some gaming, some trivia nights, and all of those things with us as well. It's kind of like our old Freestyle Fridays. So if you guys had a great time being here tonight, do me a favor. Give me a 999 because I'm going to give some sub shout-outs right now. So hit the like button, and it's also another way for us to all keep connected. We'll keep connected. You'll know when streams are. There'll be a calendar. There'll be all these things. So cool stuff. You guys see my mods in the house. You've seen Julia. So big shout-out to all of our green team. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do. Moderators. You see Jules. You see Kel. Bones was having some connection issues earlier tonight. She'll be in the next stream. Expect more Walking Dead content. Jump in, hang out with us. And I know a lot of you guys watch, and I appreciate you guys watching. A lot of people have messaged me and said, hey, Kills, I don't want to jump in and interrupt you guys when you're doing your gaming night, but I'm watching the playback. I appreciate all of you guys. So these guys are the ones that go out and compete almost each and every night. So more chat, more content, and Ocean Man in the house, B-Dub in the house, Maggie B in the house, Busy B, Diana C, Kel, Valar, Walani, Deadly Dimes, Deidre Perkins, Crimson Tide Priestess, Northside Queen. I saw Matthew Wolfson up there. Matthew's going to sign up for the portal once we get set up. I know Nav Malcolm, long time sub there. Great to see you as well. This is what we do. Not do jinx. Absolutely. Yeah, Jerry's going to be gone. Craven Light in the house. So you guys know. So, and again, 2 versions. So if you don't join us on Friday night for the real live adventure, join us for the portal. Sign up once that's live. 30 to 45 days, and I will provide a sneak peek on this channel so you guys can see that. Hey, thanks everybody. I'm going to keep it under an hour so people can watch the playback. Great to see everybody all over again, and I don't have the exact schedule. Make sure you set the notification, and we're going to, first of all, do Walking Dead chats every week. We might even have 2 Walking Dead chats a week, bold predictions, and then a little bit of our recap. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon. And Join us Wednesday night. We got a championship game Wednesday night with a lot of these players you're seeing on the screen right now. We'll talk to you guys all soon. Thanks. Peace.